Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How are you all doing? Welcome back to some more Total War Rome 2 here today on the channel. We're back on our Divide et Impera modded Imperator Augustus series. We're playing as Pharaoh Cleopatra of Egypt. This is episode 5. In today's episode, we're going to be declaring war upon Octavian's Rome and hopefully trying to take the entirety of Sicily here today and Syracuse, and as much territory in southern Italy, maybe getting all the way up to Rome. We'll just have to see how we go. So if you like the sound of that and want to support the series and the channel, the best thing you guys can do is to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here with notifications on, let me know in the comments, feedback and suggestions for the series thus far and where you'd like me to expand and conquer. Feel free to leave a dislike for whatever reason if you feel like it, but regardless, we're going to be joining Mark Antony's war against Octavian, and we'll be able to get a nice 3,000 bonus from that. So Queen Cleopatra is going to siege out Syracuse here today. So it's our first time fighting Octavian's Rome. In the last episode we managed to smash Legion 5 under the command of Lepidus, and we also managed to have the siege of Carthage and bring that under our control. So we currently have Pharaoh Cleopatra sieging it out along with my adopted daughter, and it looks like it's going to be a clear-cut auto-resolve for the siege of Syracuse, as we do have 2 navies coming in to help as well. So we'll swing this around here. We've also got a 3rd army coming in for the amphibious assault of Sicily. So it's going to be interesting to see how Octavian reacts to this. We should be able to fight at least a full stack from him at some point. Will he try and stop the invasion of Sicily or southern Italy, or is he stretched a little bit too thin? Lepidus tried to recapture Carthage, so we need to keep an eye on an army in North Africa and Carthage itself, because they're going to try and take it back. So we managed to take Syracuse, the capital of Sicily. We're going to break down and repair where we can. We'll occupy the city, and then we shall push for the west coast of Sicily. Okay guys, welcome to the top of the turn. We're ready to attack our second city on Sicily. Cleopatra for now is currently convalescing and replenishing her troops, and will allow Thelia, my adopted daughter, to push through, and will also bring up my secondary armies here as well. We've also, by the look of it, oh no, they're not quite in. I thought maybe the Galatian fleet, a puppet kingdom of Mark Antony, would help me out, but it looks like they're not going to. We're going to be able to take our second settlement on the island of Sicily. My adopted daughter Thelia is going to take it here today. Hopefully she can sort of have a line and a lineage of her own. Oh, unfortunately we did lose one Egyptian fleet, which is unlucky, but regardless, we've managed to take half the island in quite quick succession. We want to try and break down the buildings where we can, bringing in religious buildings, food, and sanitation. We want to try and quickly convert the Latin culture to Hellenic as quickly as possible. I'll also put that in the description below, the Divide et Impera mod and the Egyptian reskin submod if you guys would like to download it and play along with me. Alrighty guys, welcome back to winter in 36 BC. We're ready to officially take the entirety of Sicily now. Octavian has yet to send any reinforcements in the south. I do know it was a surprise amphibious attack, but with the fall of Roman North Africa, you'd think Octavian would be quick on the uptake. He actually pushed down and took Sicily from Pompey, didn't he? Because we were actually going after Pompey. I thought Pompey Magnus would be in Syracuse, but Octavian's taken it. Maybe he's doubled back to another front potentially. Lepidus is struggling in Tingis and Iberia. Maybe they're battling it out there. You just don't know. Looks like Pompey for now has fled back to Corellos. And even Lepidus has some Yeah, fleets nearby. We've taken the entirety of Sicily now. Yeah, Pompey has fled back to Corellos there and has 4 armies and another one further north. And we're moving our spy up just to catch any of Octavian's armies. Okay guys, welcome back once again. Well, we're about to take Cassentia. We've managed to completely occupy the entirety of Sicily quite easily, uncontested. 2 armies are pushing north here now. Queen Cleopatra is leading the pack, and we're going to encircle Cassentia. We've made our way into the boot of Italy, and it's going to be another, by the looks of it, clean order resolve. Yeah, just mostly town guard and some watchmen there. So, where are Octavian's armies? They are quite scaring me that we haven't come across them just yet. But we've officially taken some territory in the Italian peninsula. Egypt is gaining more territory slowly but surely. We'll push on against Taurus next now once we replenish. Alrighty, we're ready to hit Taurus now and take Brundisium. Okay, so, yeah, is everyone good to go? Yeah, alright. Just want to look down in North Africa, as we have made a defensive alliance with Numidia. Ah, Lepidus is here. Is he technically called the Emperor? I guess he sort of declared his emperorship there. And Mark Antony has taken territory there, one of the islands. Okay, and Octavian does have an army, but is pushing further south. So, once again, I think we're going to be able to take Taurus unchallenged. Very poor garrisons from what I can see in the south. And Mark Antony has sent a fleet over from Apollonia to help us out near Illyria. That's good. Alright, we're slowly trying to defend the territories that we've taken as well. We've also brought in a couple more armies. And if we can bring in another fleet, it should give us an overwhelming order resolve, and it has. So the Egyptian fleet and the Mark Antony fleet is going to support us in the attack of Taurus. Queen Cleopatra and her adoptive daughter are going to attack from the mainland with 2 full stacks, and then Mark Antony and the Egyptian fleet can go with an amphibious assault. We'll continue to break down and repair where we can, but Taurus has fallen. Beneventum is next. Okay guys, welcome back. Man, it's been sort of an auto-resolve blitzkrieg for the first 8 or so minutes for the campaign. We're about to push into Beneventum there and border with the city of Rome itself. However, it does look like Rome's Octavian Caesar's allies, the Gauls, have sent a full stack to defend the city of Rome. Will allow our smaller army to take Beneventum, while Queen Cleopatra and her adoptive daughter push to the border of Rome. It looks like Rome, ironically, is going to be defended by barbarians. Who would have thought that? As the garrison in Rome is still quite strong, but a full stack outside of Gauls is quite surprising. Oh, would you look who's finally arrived? Octavian Caesar has marched down with a full stack to defend the city of Rome. He's got some Imperial Cataphract Legionaries. Wowee, Imperial veterans here. Some tribal Germanic swordsmen, berserkers. So not the most sort of typical army you would see. And then he's got a Gallic army here, the Stone Crows. That must be a Game of Thrones reference, surely. And then we've got the city of Rome itself. It looks like Pompey Magnus has sent a legion as well to intercept and maybe take Rome or sort of pick off the stragglers. So it looks like we're going to be fighting, of course, Octavian for the city of Rome. And then we've got to deal with a Gallic full stack because they are, even though we're not currently at war with Gaul, they are a puppet kingdom of Caesar and do despise me. So we currently have Queen Cleopatra here. Some of those swordsmen are a little bit exhausted, but we should be alright because we numerically outnumber them by quite a bit. We have Thalia, my adoptive daughter, here as well, another prominent general. So we nearly have 3 full stacks, but we're a little bit depleted, so we're going to have to be careful in some aspects. In Taurus, we have a small army here defending with Alexander commander's legacy and a fleet as well. Mark Antony doesn't look like he's going to push over and help, and he actually lost the north there, which is interesting. We've got another army here in Cassentia. Syracuse is undefended, but it's got quite a large garrison here. The best way to sort of defend Sicily and the boot of Italy is to take things slow. Make sure you defend adequately. For example, we've got a full stack here in the north, because even though we're at war with Lepidus, Pompey, and Octavian now, they don't want to sue for peace, even though especially Pompey's on his last leg, and it looks like Lepidus is as well. So we've had to keep a full stack here in the north of Sicily. We've got a full fleet here as well, guarding this crossing and sort of blocking sort of the Mediterranean there. We've also got a small army here defending. For some reason, I don't know why, the Numidians just want to defend Carthage, which is quite surprising, seeing their homeland is more than likely going to be under threat. I think Lepidus himself, yeah, is actually in North Africa now, and we actually can see his Iberian territories there. We can even see some of Octavian's as well. So faction-wise, we're still doing okay. We still hold 72% of the dynasty. Characters, we have 3 children to Mark Antony, and my adoptive daughter as well has had 2 children as well. So the family line for Cleopatra and Mark Antony in Egypt is secure, and even my adopted line is quite good as well. Not really too much is going on in Egypt. We're still holding an army in Jerusalem. Fortunately enough for me, the Persians nor Nabatea went against me, and further in the south, these desert kingdoms didn't rise up against me, even though we've had an army down here for quite some time. What, 6-star command? Maybe 7, just sitting here, hanging out. Probably got the best gig in all of the Egyptian Empire. Memphis, Egypt's doing alright here. We've had a small resurgence of some desert influence here, but most of North Africa is nearly Hellenic. We're going to convert Syracuse as well. So that's how the empire is shaping up for now. Alrighty, let's have our first major battle against Octavian. So what army's better to push up here, because we want to be able to give chase. We've got some better quality mercenaries here, even Brutii infantry and Italian spears. Well, what I'll do is I'll move my sister up, or adopted daughter where we can, my cousin, and we'll move this additional army here. Okay, and we shall attack with Cleopatra. And what's... oh, Octavian Caesar is going to stand and fight. Really? Now, fortunately enough for me, we've managed to surprise him, and we're not at war with Gaul, so that additional army doesn't come in. However, the garrison of Rome does. Gaius Octavian Caesar, 3-star command, against a Cleopatra who is a 7-star commander. Even my sister's probably a... I keep on saying my sister. Even my adoptive daughter seems to be a higher rank. Order resolve wise, we have not that many more men. Okay, that's surprising. I thought we sort of outnumbered them 3-1, but no, I guess the garrison is quite large. 9,602 Egyptians under the command of Pharaoh Cleopatra against the 7,600 brave men of Rome. The additional army has a lot of Italian swords and town guard as well. Alrighty, let's do a quick save and a hard save, and let's get stuck into the Battle of Rome against Octavian. Alrighty, let's fight this one. All the saves have gone through. We can't afford to have a game crash in such like a crucial battle, but we've managed to take Sicily, the boot of Italy, with ease. I guess they wanted to hold the city of Rome. That was sort of their best bet, because it does take quite some time, especially if you are a surprised attack in DEI, for units just to move about without force march. I kind of wish there was a mod to bring back force march, just for time's sake, being able to move your units around the map. I do prefer it, because there is a good counter cost for it, especially in vanilla. But technically this is the Battle of Beneventum, 36 BC. Octavian Caesar holds against the might of the East. I'm sure Mark Antony must be close by. commanding the troops, but nearly 10,000 Egyptians. This is nearly a 20,000 man battle for the defense of Rome. Once we defeat Octavian Caesar, hopefully on the field of battle here today, he can't be killed, he only can be mortally wounded, and we'll have to retreat and convalesce back to the northern cities in Rome. I don't think they're going to be able to contend with much else. We've taken North Africa, we've built a really nice strong hold in Egypt and North Africa. We've taken Sicily now to increase that maritime trade and dominance on the eastern half of the Mediterranean, taking the boot of Italy and the ancient city of Rome itself, crowning Mark Antony, my husband, as the undisputed emperor of Rome, holding the ancient city. We'll probably be able to wrap things up there because I don't think Cleopatra wants to go into a long protracted war into Iberia and Gaul. I don't think, maybe trying to take the entirety of the peninsula might be cool, but realistically, you probably wouldn't push that far, especially when killing Octavian Caesar. But looking at our armies, even theirs is a little bit exhausted as well. The army we fought in episode 4, Legion 5 of Lepidus, actually had more ethnic, heavily armoured Romans than this rabble that Octavian's managed to scrounge up. But overall, yeah, maybe they'll perform okay, because they do seem to have a lot more of a Germanic influence. A lot of mercenaries here, and some, yeah, auxiliary as well. There's only a core of 4, so we should be able to punish them there. Looking at my army, we've got our Egyptian cataphracts, of course. We've got some pikes, and some of our other men are exhausted. It's a nice dry day, so we're going to take that on the fields of Rome, and my reinforcements are coming from my behind here as well. Okay, well, seeing as we have the numbers on them... Oh, it actually seems to be a little bit of a... Okay, an interesting battlefield there. Somewhat a little bit of high ground. So let's just make a strong long front line. Let's try and move you guys further into this as well. So we'll make, say, something like that. That'll do. And then we'll try and break it into roughly some divisions. We'll go something like that. That'll do. Pikes. Let's just move you on this flank here as well. Maybe slightly rotate it, because you don't particularly want to have pikes on what you'd consider to be the flank. Alright, because this isn't the perfect army build that we've had a lot in this series, but it will do for now. Cavalry can sit there, and Cleopatra can be a little bit further back as well. Alright, I'm quite happy with that for now. So here are our Egyptian swordsmen. These guys have been fighting through us against the desert nomads and the siege of Judea. I'd imagine some of them have been on such a long campaign. What is it? It's probably been... We're about 50, 60 turns into the Let's Play so far. And here's Queen Cleopatra. So it's only been about 5 years of campaigning. 5, 6 years of campaigning, I would say. And then we've got our cataphracts over here. So we've done really well. These guys are heavily blooded and battle ready to go. Alright, let's start the battle there, and let's try and rotate my cataphracts. My reinforcing army is slowly but surely coming in, and I'm curious to see where the Roman garrison comes from. You never know, it might come somewhere else. The enemy forces are approaching, and they're actually approaching there. So if we can somehow get some skirmish cav around there, we might be able to surprise them there in the flowing hills. We might even be able to get a line of sight through here. So we'll push in. We've got a general unit here with my cataphracts. Because I don't believe... I don't believe this is... I need to push it here so I can actually see. But I don't believe that army is in fact my adoptive daughter. We could always sort of force her in anyways to engage in an offensive attack. So we'll move our cataphracts down here. And this is the Roman garrison moving in. Italian swordsmen, even though they're from the garrison, they're actually heavy melee, which is quite interesting. We'll try and push them this way and still continue to allow everyone to rapidly move where they can. So we might, yeah, let's go for a charge. Let's try and hit some of these swordsmen on the flank where we can, trying to avoid the spearmen. A nice charge, as long as we're not engaged into a too long conflict. we might be able to soften them up a bit. Alright. Wasn't the best of charge. They probably did a lot of damage with their peeler. So we'll try and pull and drag men further back. It doesn't look like, unfortunately, we got skirmish cav in to help us for this one. And that charge was incredibly costly just because we were so close proximity to most of their peeler that they operate with. So we're better off just to retreat here now. And right, we just need to deal with this reinforcing army to come back in because there's a lot of units there. Okay, so it's all this we need to deal with. So what's actually coming, because I don't even know. So we've got pikes, we've also got mercenaries. So no slingers by the look of it, mostly Illyrian raid. There's one lot of slingers there, one lot. I was like, that's what you need to see, because you just don't sort of know to be exact what comes in when the AI sort of decides. So what we'll do is we'll make a secondary line, something like this. Even that other this actually might have more. Just looking at that, this might actually be stronger than the other army, so we might need to put them in the front. That could be a potential option. Anyway, what I'll do now is, because those guys are coming in, we need to give our slingers plenty of room so they can get their own shots off. So they can go like this. Yeah, so maybe pull them slightly further back, because DEI is weird, right? If you don't give them enough space, they sometimes don't fire. Now, from what I can remember, this isn't my sister's. I keep on saying sister, I don't know why. Yeah, this is just a random general. What even is this? Very heavy shock. These are more like Alexander's cavalry instead of the Egyptian ones. Okay. Well, we can push you to the border here, and we should be able to deal with any skirmishes. It looks like Octavian has come into view. I imagine this is him. Yep. Gaius Octavian. Where is he? Oh, I found him. He's got a helm on. I couldn't see him. Leading from the front, like his adoptive father. And a relative. Oh, Gaius Julius Caesar. Great uncle, I do believe. From what I can remember. Off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly. Right. So let's maybe try and get around here now and swing about. Yeah, they're hugging quite well. We might be able to catch these slingers, though. If we're quick enough, go something like that. We could maybe push once our guys get in. We'll see. So 170 before the initial charge. They're running. Yeah, they're getting quite well in there, which is a shame. Maybe just try and hit one of these Italian sword units from behind and see how well we go. The heavy cavalry's coming in, but they're just intertwining with so many of their swordsmen. Yeah, like as soon as you pull out, a peeler volley comes in. Well, you just need to wait until they overextend. So let's hold them back. Once my army gets in here, we'll start a march. And we'll try and move up. Yeah, they moved their skirmishers so quickly back in. Okay, and it just looks like Caesar's trying to rally up here. But at the end of the day, this is for the Battle of Rome. Alrighty. We could even, like, now that everyone's here, we could actually, because we've got time, sort by sword, sort by strength, and then get a perfect front line because they don't seem to be charging. Yeah, so I'll min-max this perfectly, dragging full strength stuff in and then making them go from the front. It's just going to take a little while, which is a pain. Okay, that's already made things a lot better. So let's move out. We'll try and take this high ground here. So pikes can go in the center here now. We'll halve this to about that these guys can go... Well, that's a lot. They can make a long line there, which is fine with me. We'll put these guys like here, say. And then we've got these guys further at the back. So they're going in the center there. They've already been told to go. God, it's hard to see. There's so much just sort of a mesh of colors there. And we'll go something like this with our skirmishers, and we'll keep the cavalry further there. Alright, so that should get everyone to move out now. Get them to run and gain that ground. Yeah, it just doesn't look like they seem to be intertwining incredibly well. So we'll try and use our cavalry as best we can. But we'll just have to see how we go. Alright, everyone's moving now. There might have been these units, yeah. The ones that were a little bit exhausted further at the back. And there were, unfortunately, some that didn't make it. Oh, so this detachment I didn't deploy. Oh, fair enough. Well, that can go maybe here more. Because there were some of these guys, right, that were just a little bit knackered. They can go back and protect Cleo. Alright, so it does look like the Romans are trying to rally up. We might need to push further. Yeah, we maybe should have charged all the way. But in saying that, like to not let them rally up. But in saying that, they only outnumbered us by 2,000, so even though we're attacking, we didn't massively overly outnumber them. Alright, come down here. We need to deal with this if you're going to come down here. Yeah, it does seem they seem to be moving their cavalry more on their other side. Yeah, they're trying to stop some of my guys getting into position. So we'll send my cavalry down to deal with it. You swing over there to help. You go down for them, and then you go down for them as well. So it looks like... Yeah, they're going to try and go for us here. So their cavalry's just getting smashed. They're now gone. Push into them. Just got to be careful when fighting the Romans there. And it looks like they might try and charge it with their heavier units. It looks like Octavian might actually go for this. Or the Gauls have their own sort of command. Octavian's actually here now, I think. Yeah. Pull further back then. We've taken a good position. Enough for us to not get overly surrounded. We're skirmishing quite well where we can. This has been slightly off here. So that can be changed. Make sure this cavalry isn't getting caught somehow. No one else is overextended. Looks like Octavian's pulled further back here. And some of our guys have still made a front line here. They're sending in warhounds now. They're trying to stretch and match us, which is interesting. Octavian's free. Go for him. Even though we're going to get like surrounded there by cavalry, we've got enough soldiers here to hold confidently. Go for Octavian. He's exposed. If we can kill Octavian, that's massive. Don't even worry about getting flanked there. Just go. Try and grab him. Keep going. Cut this way more to stop him. Get everyone else to go around the back. Is he going to go straight into the center? He is. I think he's going to be too quick for us. It looks like we seem to be holding for now. Go after this. Come on. Oh, so they've sent in cavalry there. Try and nab him. Pull this away. Go back there. We just need to surround him. Come on. Alright. Everyone seems to be holding here for now, but I nearly might need to slow things down. Yep, so you need to get here. Get Caesar. Go for here. Maybe, look, I know I want you to surround him, but just go here for now. Drag that away. How's our front line doing? You're going for this. How's Cleopatra doing? Let's drop some of these buffs now. So we've caught Octavian. We've given the order for that. So we seem to be holding them on this massive, gargantuan line that we haven't seen on the footsteps of Rome for eons. Our pikes are holding here as well. They're trying to gain a position. Slingers and skirmishers are just smashing each other there. Alright, we're still continuing to try and get Caesar. Okay, some of our men are getting tied down here a bit, so you guys can flank adequately. We're still holding on for now. Go for Caesar where we can. Our front line's not buckling at all. Are there more units being caught there? Alright, maybe try and countercharge some of this. Because if we can cause a trickle, we can cause a flood. Where did Caesar go? Did we get rid of him? Hang on a minute. 20, yeah, we've shattered his Praetorian cavalry. I don't think we did kill the man. But he might have fled with his tail between his legs. Like the wolf puppy is. Right, we are buckling there a bit, and Cleopatra is now getting targeted out. So let's try and pull her back, and we'll send our reinforcements here in the back to try and plug those positions. It looks like he's gone here now, so he's not coming back. We need to cycle charge that where we can. And we'll move this further down here to get this front line. We need to stop these slingers now. Okay, so you go here. Yep. We need to save these slingers here. Alright, you need to push further down this way. You're alright dealing with that. You can go here. Start making your way down the front line. Okay. Because even though Caesar's gone, his army is still going to fight to the bitter end. Right, push for the center here. That is tying down so many units. And we can't do any more ability buffs there. Come on, cavalry, pick one and just charge in. Was there cavalry over here? There was there. We're buckling in certain areas. And it doesn't seem to be in our favor, this fight. For whatever reason. Swing down here. Come on. They're now buckling. They're gone. Perfect. Right. Now get everyone here. Who was just sitting idly by to go that. Yeah, do that. Right, they're running down them. Right, we've got spare guys here that need to like cycle charge the hell out of this. Start working these huge pockets of men there. It is swinging back within our favor now. But we do have reinforcements that can come in and help. Which is what they don't have. Right, go there. Alright. You need to come down this way. Yeah, look, there's guys here just like chill and go. Work it, man. I would love to zoom in and get some cinematic shots, but it's not working. Right, move back down here, get a rally. Push for that back line there again. You're going against them. Alright, you can come down here and go for that, actually. Because these guys seem to be really holding here. Cycle charge into the back of that. Phew, we are. I think we've got it. But it did look a little bit hairy there. In one instance. Yeah, go into this center hold here. Yeah, keep working it. Alright. Let's deal with these town guard. For Queen Cleopatra! For Alexander's legacy! Let's reborn the Hellenic and Egyptian world. Okay, and yeah, now we got him. What cavalry do we have here? All of them. Form this way then. My god. Alright. Yep, their center's now buckling now. Push up this way, please. Phew, they actually did well. They tried to match my front line. And they should have, like, earlier tried to get... cavalry, they're being pulled. Yeah, go back here, go back here. They should have much earlier tried to swing around. They actually broke me there in the forest. Pushing uphill like that. Push there. Crikey. So, it does look like we've got some of Caesar's chosen there. Still trying to hold. They're just getting absolutely massacred in the tree line there. More are fleeing back. And there's others trying to hold there as well. I think most of the army is now, if not fully retreated, in a full retreat. Right. Get Cleopatra in now. Yep. There mustn't be many more left there. Try and run down the sods if we can. Swing high around this way because there's so many retreating here in this center. But now, we should be able to march upon the city of Rome a lot easier. Continue. Bring them down. Slowly bring them down. Alright, phew, we got them. They scared me a little bit because I think what happened is some of the weaker units and some points got caught. But we were doing the same to them a little bit quicker, and we had more cavalry. But you never know in DEI, especially with slightly weaker units. If a trickle happens in the front line, it starts to waver, it can cause a flood. Especially if they wrap around, because even though we have skirmish, pikes, and somewhat decent infantry, compared to the Romans, they are such a well-balanced and strong faction. That army build, I'm not going to lie, wasn't necessarily the best. I think it's... I don't know why. Why did he have such a mismatch? Like, even... I don't know. Even Lepidus had more of a Roman core, because it is quite hard to defeat. Where's Cleopatra? She can run down these ones here. The more we can get rid of, the better. But I would like to get rid of the Gaulish army outside as well, even though we're technically not at war with them, because if we're not careful, they could declare war upon us on their turn and take Rome. I'd rather attack them on my own terms. But Cleopatra here is going to skirmish this small town guard and then charge from the front with her chariots herself. Now these scythes, especially with those attached to the side of the chariot, are just going to absolutely rip through them. And we'll just speed things up here now, because there still seems to be some stragglers that the Egyptian cataphracts can easily run down and get rid of. We've even had our own sort of... We still remained and fought with our Egyptian infantry corps, slingers, Egyptian cataphracts, but we did have to get some African levies, some Brutii infantry, and some mercenary Sicilian veteran sellswords, just to push on for this fight. But it was a close victory. We still had our core there. I'm surprised how many numbers they were able to sort of rally up in the defense. So this was by far the biggest and the largest battle of the series. 17,000, nearly rounding up to 20,000 men fought here today. Cleopatra deployed 9,602 and lost 3,000 on the field. Gaius Octavian Caesar deployed 7,619, lost 6,283. Looking at the casualties sustained and casualties inflicted, the cataphracts nearly got 300 apiece. The front line did well, 122. 102, 269 was one of the higher ends. Slingers did alright as well, 164, 145, even plugging some of the gaps and taking heavy skirmisher fire. Looking at Octavian's army, we managed to pick and isolate him out quite well. There was a little bit of a scare charging the cavalry in the sort of incoming reinforcing line. Just when they turned, it's like 12 units in the behind of cavalry with a Pila volley is very deadly and could be catastrophic for the units. Looking at the Barbs, the Germans, sort of the Celtic units, 179, they're okay. Their archers should have done a lot better, and they did bring some warhounds that only got 65. They should have used their archers a lot better in that fight. But we have managed to throw back Octavian's Rome. I guess it's kind of Octavia's Rome as well. For the first time on the field of battle, we destroyed a full stack for them. And in what circumstances? Oh, our slingers have a silver chevron now. Our infantry are still only tier 1 and 2. But to be fair, like these guys were tier 2. Had, yeah, tier 2 chevrons, bronze. Just when comparing. And they did quite poor. Okay guys, welcome to the campaign map. The young Wolf of Rome has been defeated. Okay, so we didn't lose any units in Cleopatra's main army. 1 unit of mercenary Italian swordsmen fled, and 1 unit of African levies fled. Comparing to near the entirety of the Roman garrison under Secundus, Clarus was nearly defeated, and with Gaius Octavian's army, he managed to survive the fight and retreat, but his Avati cohort and armoured legionaries were smashed. Only the Germanic tribesmen were able to be retreated. So we've got a couple of options here. We could enslave them, ransom, or we can kill the captives. We're going to kill the captives, and Octavian has now fled. We're going to try and give chase if we can, and we'll try and move up our armies adequately. We'll allow Cleopatra to deal the final blow if we can, but will she have enough to come in? It's only her, but we should be okay in an auto resolve. Anyway, she's got enough strength there. Wow, she's rocketed up in stats after that fight. So we can mortally wound here Gaius Julius Caesar, obviously an Imperator Augustus, characters and emperors like Lepidus, Mark Antony, Cleopatra. I think Cleopatra can. I think it's mostly the 4 Roman factions: Pompey, Octavian, Mark Antony, and Lepidus. They can't actually die until the full faction is destroyed. But we are going to be able to finish off the 932 stragglers here, and Octavian should be removed from the campaign map for a while. We did lose one of our higher Egyptian infantry, which sucks. We'll kill the captives again, but there's nowhere for him to hide, and Cleopatra on the field of battle managed to run her sword through the weak Roman. And before we take the city of Rome here, we're a little bit exhausted. We try to get some mercenaries in. Yeah, let's try and replace that there. Pompey's off the coast. Not Pompey himself, but a Pompey army. Even this looks better than Octavian's. But before we march and take Rome, we want to eliminate the Gauls on the outside there. And my army is really, really zapped after that. But unfortunately, guys, on that note, it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching episode 5 of the Egyptian Cleopatra campaign. We've managed to defeat Octavian on the field of battle here today and destroy a full stack, which is massive, and most of the Roman garrison. So, at the start of the next episode, episode 6, we're going to technically, because we have to declare war, don't we? I want to get rid of this Gaulish army, so we're going to declare war upon the Gauls, defeat this full stack which didn't help them in the fight, and then we'll finish off with the siege of Rome and take it for my husband, Mark Antony. We're still holding on to our territories further in the south, and we're protecting them quite well. Lepidus is still on the march. Have you rotated or moved in just yet? And I don't think there's going to be any other armies coming in. Let's actually, can we? Oh, we've already deployed my spy. I was like, well, maybe in Iridium and Arretium there might be some more forces. So unfortunately it's time to end it here. Thank you very much for watching. Support the video and the series if you want to see more Rome 2 on the channel. But we've still got one more episode for the Cleopatra campaign yet. We'll have the battle against the Stone Crows. We'll hopefully try and defeat the Gauls. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series. And if you'd like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye.